Good afternoon. I'm Jim Foley, the director of the Turner Center for Entrepreneurship. I'd like to welcome you to this year's 2020 Turner Center for Entrepreneurship Small Business Awards. You know, normally I would say, how are you doing? Or, I didn't think we were going to be here. I've kind of stopped saying that anymore. In fact, when the pandemic hit, all of the staff at the Turner Center and the Illinois Small Business Development Center and Illinois PTAC had to basically stop what we were doing. We had to start handling all the phone calls that were coming in. All told, we handled over 250 companies and individuals that called because of concerns they had. I noticed that I could no longer be a director of the Turner Center. I had to be an advisor and learn all about the PPP and the EIDL and unemployment under the PUA. Sounds like an alphabet soup. But what I found is that every time I said, how you doing, you could hear this pause. And so I realized quickly not to say that anymore. Instead, I just said, you know, we're here to help. If there's something we can do to help you understand what to navigate, that's why we're here. And in the end, over $2 million were awarded in grants to companies that we worked with. So you can imagine a few months ago when we thought about, do we repeat again last year's first inaugural 2019 Small Business Awards? I actually hesitated because it felt awkward to celebrate something, having handled hundreds of phone calls, hearing the distress in their voices of all these people. So we took the decision to our advisory board, and they said, you know, if you're sensitive to what's happening in the environment, in the business community, now's a great time to celebrate success, because we need to hear the stories of the small businesses that are excelling, the exporters that are excelling, those who are out in the community arguing and fighting for small business and innovation and lifting women up in leadership, not to mention innovation and other government contracting. So this year, it is still the 2020 Small Business Awards, but it's highlighting promise during adversity. We're understanding that within the context of what's happening right now, it's still important to celebrate and lift up the success, but we do it understanding that it's a difficult time. We have a great group of winners this year, a lot that you know well, some that I think will be a surprise. I'll tell you a little bit more about what the selection process looks like in a bit later. Thank you again for joining us on this call. We're excited because we're going to be hearing from President Standiford, who, as you know, recently came to the Hilltop. Very excited to have a new president at the same time that we celebrate a new set of winners. To introduce President Standiford, I'd like to introduce my boss, Dr. Matt O'Brien, the interim dean of the Foster College of Business. Matt?
Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate that introduction. And I'd like to tell everyone that I am extraordinarily lucky that I get to watch what you do every day in the Robert and Carolyn Turner Center for Entrepreneurship and the work that you do with the Small Business Development Center. But my purpose here today is to not only get to watch these wonderful awards that we get to recognize all of our external community partners that we deal with and some partners that we hope to be working with in the future, but to introduce President Standiford. President Standiford arrived at Bradley University in May of 2020, and I'm looking at him right now. He's right here in the room, and we're really excited to have him here on campus. Prior to arriving at Bradley University, he served as the Dean of Butler University's Andre Lacy School of Business since 2014, and prior to that, he was the Dean of the Business School at the University of Evansville. He has also served as the Associate Dean of Graduate and Professional Programs and Director of Undergraduate Programs, both at the University of San Diego. He has a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering from my alma mater at Purdue University, as well as an MBA from Northwestern University and a doctorate in Organizational Studies from the University of Oregon. He has served as a visiting lecturer of the Academy of Entrepreneurship and Management in Warsaw, Poland, and in his spare time, he also serves on the editorial board of Corporate Reputation and Review. And so I'd like to welcome President Standiford to the podium.
Thank you, Matt, for that introduction. I appreciate you doing so. And I want to begin by saying thank you for everybody for being here today. I know this is a unique environment being virtual as we are, but particularly appreciate you spending time with us today. I'm really excited to be a part of this event for a variety of reasons. But one of the main reasons I'm excited is, as Matt has kind of indicated, throughout my career, I've had the opportunity to really understand the power that small business brings to a community. and the importance of a strong and vibrant small business community. And I'm so thrilled to be a part of today's events as a result. One of the things I'm really passionate about as well is what can we as Bradley University do to build a stronger Peoria? I mean, we are an important part of this community. The community is an important part of who we are. And one of the things I want to be very thoughtful about is what can we do to help be better partners, be strong partners in the community. And when I think about that, I really can't think of many things that would be more powerful than being great partners with the small businesses in the area. And so, again, really thrilled to be a part of this event as a result. We're incredibly fortunate here at Bradley to have a really strong small business development center. And when I say that with a sense of knowledge. I have been working with small business development centers throughout my career at different universities. And I've seen the value that a well-run, strong small business development center can have. And again, we're really fortunate here at Bradley and in the state of Illinois to have one of the biggest, best small business development centers anywhere, not just in the state of Illinois, but really anywhere. So really thrilled to be a part of that. I think Jim did a fantastic job of outlining how important a small business development center is always, but especially in today's environment. So really thrilled to be part of this event. One of the things that I really want to emphasize is this event would not be possible. We wouldn't even be having this conversation today if it wasn't for the great work of the Turner Center for Entrepreneurship. And that center would not be possible if it was not for the tremendous support of Bob and Carolyn Turner, who happen to be here today. And it's a rare opportunity for me to personally say thank you for all that you have done and continue to support the efforts. And it's so important, and we can never thank you enough. So thank you for that. I'm also thrilled to be able to, that's worth a pause. Thank you, Matt. You all didn't see this off screen, but Matt was clapping, and that's absolutely worthy of a clap. So thank you, Matt, for that. I'm also thrilled to be able to be presenting from the Business and Engineering Convergence Center. This is a spectacular facility, and I'm still getting to know it myself, but really thrilled to be able to present from the Business and Engineering Convergence Center. My hope and expectation is that over time, obviously a little difficult to do in today's environment, but over time, that this really becomes not just a convergence center, but a community center. That sense of convergence transcends beyond just what we do here at the university, but really becomes a community convergence center. And that's something I get really excited about. I'm going to quote for just a minute from our values of the university, because I think it accentuates nicely why this is so important. We talk a lot about inclusiveness and connectivity, and commenting directly from our missions and values. We lend our passion and knowledge to build valued relationships with local, regional, and global partners. It's really core to who we are as a university. It's core to our identity, and it's central to the mission of the Turner Center for Entrepreneurship and our Small Business Development Center. It's why we're here today, and it's a big part of the reason that I'm so excited to be a part of today's events. So today, we're actually going to get to opportunity to celebrate 10 winners of small business success. And Jim, I think you just nailed it beautifully earlier, talking about it's particularly important that in today's very tense environment that we spend the time to celebrate successes. So I'm really thrilled that we're following through with this event and able to do this today. You're going to hear a great mix of alums, community partners, business leaders, all leaders that are really helping build a stronger community, really helping move the community forward. Thank you all for being here. A huge congratulations to our award winners. I'm really excited to learn more about your businesses and more about your activities as the evening goes on. And on that note, let's move on to the program. And I'm thrilled to be able to turn things over back to our MC, Jim Foley. Oh, you're Jim.
Thank you, President Stanford. It's just, we're trying to make it as much as we can to how it was last time. It was thrilling to be in the Hayden Clark Alumni Center. You should know that a lot of the winners are in a larger room, that we've turned on the audio. So if you hear some real clapping, besides the few that are coming from here, those really are the award winners. So I want to really acknowledge that everyone is shouting out with you on all of this. So again, welcome to everyone who's joining us on this Zoom event. We're pleased to be able to have alumni and friends and colleagues across the university all joining to celebrate this year's winners. I wanted to explain a little bit about the process that we got to and who our partners are. As the president said, we are technically the Turner Center for Entrepreneurship, which hosts the Illinois Small Business Development Center. just known as the Sbdc, as well as the Sbdc International Trade Center, and then this rather long center known as the Procurement Technical Assistance Center. We'll hear about that in a bit. Our funding partners are, of course, federal with the Small Business Administration, and so representing them today, we'll be hearing from Sherry Bustos and Darren LaHood. But also our funding comes from the state of Illinois through the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. And with us, also attending through Zoom is the State Director, Mark Petrilli, the Assistant Director, Erica Perkins, and the PTAC Program Manager, Daryl Thomas. My thanks again for the support from the state of Illinois and DCEO. I've been able to sit in on the DCEO COVID calls, and it was a team that came together every day trying to figure out how do we handle what's going on. It was really inspiring. We've had this relationship for over 35 years with the state, and that relationship has been really critical. So the awards, we kept to the same pattern that we did last year. We do not select the winners. We just nominate the winners. We then take those nominations to our advisory board. The advisory board meets and reviews them and then selects the winners. There are 3 awards that were selected by the dean, Dr. O'Brien. Those are our partner awards where in some instances we felt like they might be coming from the advisory board. In fact, last year's winner was a member of our advisory board. So therefore, we chose to have those awards adjudicated by Dr. O'Brien. And that was the process that we used. And of course, as you've already heard as well, for the first time, we've been joined by Bob and Carolyn Turner to hear from them later. So again, I'm really excited to get started, and let's begin with our first award. It is the 2020 Startup of the Year. We have an interesting winner today because technically the company started actually some years ago, but we first met them through the COVID crisis. And as I heard more about their journey, and especially what's happened in just the last few years, this is a startup that all of a sudden has just exploded. So let's meet our 2020 Startup of the Year.
My name is Phil Menendez, and I'm with the Box Truck Network. We're a network of owner-operators, small truck carriers. We are predominantly in the Midwest and the Southeast, but we are growing nationwide. We do work a lot with these small companies with helping them find freight, try to connect them with shippers with the idea that if they can build a relationship with these shippers and brokers, they can find continued business. We have our own fuel card that they can save just like the big boys do at the big truck stops. We have put together a cost calculator to help them to see, okay, this is my expense, this is my income versus expenses, and it will give a bottom line of, okay, this is how much I need to make in order to make this much profit. One of the things that the Turner Center for Entrepreneurship and the people that work there, one thing that really impressed me was that they took the time to really understand and really figure out what I was doing. And then they took that model and then they said, well, how about we do this? Or how do we grow that part? Some of the things I learned through the Sbdc, that there was a lot of ways we can help these drivers think through the process. Because a lot of them have a lot of great ideas, and we'd love to help them with those ideas. A good business owner is going to continue to reach out for help and for guidance. And that's what the Turner Center for Entrepreneurship did for me. And reaching out to them has been a great experience, and I wish I had known about them 16 years ago.
Please welcome Philip Nendedoff as we award the 2020 Startup of the Year to the Box Truck Network.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Well, this is a surprise to be here today. Definitely wasn't something I expected 4 months ago. And I want to start off by, first of all, thanking the Turners for their graciousness for extending this award to me and my company, and also to those that have really helped me through this business. My dear wife Donna, who's really been there for me through thick and thin. My employees, different ones that have helped me through my entrepreneurship adventure, I guess. And I know there's a few minutes here. I just want to say thanks to Quinn Stefan, who has helped me with our technology part, and also the gentleman who actually brought me to this area of my business, Corey Harris, many years ago. I want to thank him for his willingness to bring me to know the Sbdc and the Turner Entrepreneurship, Turner Center for Entrepreneurship, and I appreciate the opportunity. One thing that is really helped me to really appreciate what I do is to see the people that I'm helping. And we've looked for a large growth in 2020, 21, putting jobs, giving jobs to people that need them. And we look forward to seeing what we can do together through the rest of this year. So once again, thank you very much. I appreciate it and look forward to working with you in the future. Thanks.
Just come right in front of the podium and just hold that. Please. Thank you. Now we move to the Women in Business Leadership Award. This award recognizes someone who has not only lifted up women-owned businesses, but is responsible for literally thousands of women to understand why they can achieve their dream of owning their own business. Our winner today is well known to our community. Her enthusiasm and dedication has lifted these women and given and inspired them, also educated them through conferences that are held every year. When I first had the chance to meet this winner, the sheer drive and exuberance just rolled over me. And that's how everyone feels about this winner. What our winner has done to support women in business has been nothing short of remarkable. Let's meet our 2020 Women in Business Leadership Award.
My name is Doris Simmons. I am the founder and owner of TALK, and that stands for Teaching and Learning for Knowledge. It's a small company where we produce conferences and workshops. I also mentor graduates, and I also mentor entrepreneurs. My events are conferences. We meet once a year where women register to come to the conference to be engaged and empowered and educated. And so this conference is held at the Paradise in June. November, we have women that come together in the form of an event, and they have an opportunity to collaborate with other women without the speakers and get questions answered face-to-face and have a great dialogue. So my goal was, when I retired and the girls were out of college, was to start my own business. And I wanted to encourage and empower women to start their businesses. So I wanted to be their resource in the community and find other resources that are available to them so they can grow and thrive as small business owners. I love doing it. It is a lot of work, but it's worth it because it has an angle to it that provides jobs in our community. I love the community in which I live, work, and play. I want to make a difference. And so that's my passion. That's that one thing that I want to do, and to make a difference in this community. It's my passion, and I'm going to do it. Any new person starting a business should start at the Small Business Development Center, and I am glad that we have that resource in our community locally. If you want to start it right, start with the Small Business Development Center. They provide also one-on-one advising and counseling. It is the best foundation here in Peoria to visit and to attend. They offer the free workshops for you. Doesn't cost you anything. That will be your first great step.
Please welcome our 2020 Women in Business Leadership Award with Doris Simmons.
Wow, that is a great surprise and an honor, and I'm so excited today. I don't know, it's just wonderful. I know I have 1 minute, but it's just surprising. It's a positive thing to do in our community. And I am so honored to receive such an award today. I have 1 minute to thank everyone. And so I want to thank all the women who share the vision that I have to engage, educate, and empower women in our community. When women hire individuals, it provides for an economic impact in our community to make things positive and better. So with that being said, I have a few people that I would like to acknowledge and thank. My family, Gary, Dawn, and Raquel, thank you so much for putting up with me as I grow my business to empower other women. The Small Business Development Center is one of the premier wonderful opportunities for all entrepreneurs here in our community. Ken Clocks, who gave me my roadmap to start, Ross Miller, Kevin Evans, Jim Foley, and in my community, the banking area helped me, like Cindy Herman from Commerce Bank, Denise Moore for the Minority Business Development Center. The National Association of Women Business Owners are my sisters. SEFCU was a sponsor in our community, Women in Leadership. Michelle Bohm, Janice Bush, Ron Gibbons is a great supporter of women, and Janet Whitcomb, who was a dear friend and just a woman that will just love on me and encourage me to continue to be the best that I can. And she's no longer with us this year. Kim Lehman, Jody Tarter at the Paradise. Of course, you have to have some best girlfriends, and Flora Collier Betts, Darlene, you know who you are, Karen, and always so many women that I want to mention today. And you know where my heart is. I love you, and I want you to continue to empower other women to make our community a great place to live and play. Thank you so much.
Doris, save a hug in the future for us, right? You didn't feel it, but the room kind of shook with that enthusiasm. You see exactly why. If you haven't had the pleasure of meeting Doris, I encourage you to do it ASAP, virtually and safe. You know, international trade has been really interesting in the last few months. When COVID hit, the calls to the International Trade Center just essentially stopped. It's understandable, right? I mean, people were draining cash, things were going crazy, supply chains had shut down, and it was hitting everywhere in the world. But all that changed. Within a few months, once people started getting their footings, once their PPPs came through and they understood a little bit of the rules, the calls came back. And I've been really impressed with how fast everyone has been able to shift a strategy from loving that international travel and meeting and choosing those great partners to work with to contactless interaction. We're awarding 2 companies this year in recognition of their export success. The Startup Exporter of the Year, as well as the Exporter of the Year. To introduce the new Exporter of the Year, let's meet Jim Ryan, our International Trade Specialist with the Illinois Sbdc International Trade Center.
Hello, I'm Jim Ryan. I'm an International Trade Specialist at the Illinois Sbdc International Trade Center here at Bradley University. You may be surprised to learn that 95% of the world's consumers are outside of the United States, along with 2/3 of the global purchasing power. Yet only around 1% of U.S. companies actually export, and 58% of those companies export to only one foreign market. So we're talking Canada, maybe Mexico. That's great. But there's so much opportunity out there, and that's where we come in. The Illinois International Trade Center is here to assist you along with the state of Illinois' efforts to reach out to small and medium-sized enterprises in order to grow exports from central Illinois and to contribute to job growth. And we do that in many different ways. There's no typical exporter or one way to achieve export success. But I think you'll find that today's award winner for New Exporter of the Year, was able to achieve this by approaching foreign markets very creatively and by utilizing a wide range of resources to help them market what is a very unique product globally. And I also think they're important because they help to communicate the message that export success is not just there for the experienced large companies, it's available to everyone. And we're very excited to be pursuing this journey with them.
Thank you, Jim. By the way, that shot is in the BECC. Let's meet this year's 2020 New Export of the Year.
My name's Tony Stucker. I'm the owner of Pop-A-Shot, which is the original arcade basketball game company. Pop-A-Shot was founded in 1981 in Salina, Kansas, a small town in the middle of Kansas. We bought the company about 4 years ago from the founder. He was ready to retire. A couple of years ago, we thought we would look to expand and needed some additional people for some different types of roles that we just weren't finding. I'm very familiar with Peoria. My wife is from here. She went to Bradley. Her older sister went to Bradley. Her father went to Bradley and worked there for 50 years, Ken Golden. Loved the warehouse district, and we're now in the process of moving here, hiring staff. About a year ago, Bradley and the Entrepreneur Center reached out. I met with them, talked a lot about the area. They put me in touch with some other people, gave me a real good idea of the resources that were here. Sales are better in the Midwest, the East, where people have basements. So one of the reasons we introduced the outdoor game was for places like the West Coast and South. People don't have basements, they put it in the garage. So from a logistics standpoint, it really makes sense to be in the middle, northeastern part of the country. In this most recent semester, Bradley, a senior class of international marketing students for the entire semester, did a study of Pop-A-Shot where we should expand internationally, which was extremely helpful because our international presence is pretty small and we just don't have the people to do that type of work. So it was extremely helpful to have these students do it. Came out really well, was really pleased with the results. To have the resources of a Bradley and their Entrepreneur Center are extremely valuable. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to what we can do with them as an ongoing partner.
Tony Stucker was not able to be with us in person, but we hope we might bring him in live via Zoom. Tony, are you out there?
I am. Hi, Jim.
Hey, Tony. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That was fantastic. Wanted to thank you and other Jim and everyone at Turner Center and Bradley University for this award. On behalf of myself, our entire staff, my wife, Kelly, who mentioned in the videos, a Bradley grad, as is her sister, and one of our nephews, and of course my father-in-law, Ken Golden, who was at Bradley for years. So for all of us, it's an honor. It's been a very exciting period for us. That video was shot just as we were about to move into our new office in the warehouse district. So we didn't even have any employees in there. But a few weeks ago, we moved in, welcomed our first employees. Shortly thereafter, we were named the 307th fastest growing company in the private company in the U.S. by Inc. magazine. So that was an honor. And we haven't even been in Peoria a month and now this. So it's been a fantastic, very exciting time. I'm especially excited. The Turner Center and Bradley were two of the reasons we wanted to relocate from Kansas to Peoria, in addition to just our familiarity with the city. We're obviously a very small company, and exporting in particular is going to be a very big emphasis, and we just don't have the resources that a larger company would. So we have already taken advantage of some of the resources, including an international marketing class that I mentioned that helped us come up with some ideas for expansion internationally. And so we're really excited. Again, this all happened prior to us even officially becoming a Peoria resident. So again, I want to thank the Turner Center. I want to thank you, Jim, Bradley University, and everyone else. We're very excited and anxious to see where our relationship continues to take us. Thank you.
You got it, Tony. Thank you. We have a plaque with your name on it for next time you're in Peoria.
Thank you. I'll pick it up.
Our second winner is given to a company who has shown years and years of sustained efforts in supporting an export strategy. What we learned from the Great Recession, and I think we're going to learn from COVID, is that those companies who were already internationalized will do the best. And that's a perfect example of our winner today. I happened to first meet them over 20 years ago when, just like Pop-A-Shot just did our senior capstone consulting project for international business, this company did the same thing 20 years ago. Amazing when you think about it. And now here they are receiving the Exporter of the Year award. To introduce this award, let's hear from Beatrice Ramirez, the Free Trade Agreement Specialist at the Illinois Sbdc International Trade Center. Beatrice.
Hello, my name is Beatriz Ramirez, and I'm the Free Trade Agreement Specialist at the Illinois Sbdc International Trade Center at Bradley University. The United States has 20 free trade agreements in effect, which means Illinois exporters have tremendous opportunities to sell their produce with no import duties. Our trade agreement partners include some of the most important countries for buyers of Illinois produce, including, of course, Canada and Mexico, but also Australia, Singapore, Chile, South Korea, and my home country of Colombia. Our International Trade Center helps companies to understand how to comply with free trade agreement rules and the required export documentation. We also help to classify your produce to not only support free trade agreements, but more effective international marketing research and market selection. Taking advantage of free trade agreements and innovative marketing techniques are both qualities of this year's winner of the 2020 Exporter of the Year. This Central Illinois company has seen tremendous success in exporting throughout the world, but especially to key markets in Latin America, where we have many of our free trade agreements. Our winner has a sustained strategy for export growth, which has helped them to expand and increase jobs. Please meet this year's Exporter of the Year. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Wheat. I'm the president of 4B Components. We're a small engineering company based in Morton, Illinois. We have over 40 employees, and our current sales are around $20 million per year. We manufacture products for the agricultural industry and the general bulk granular handling industries. Some of our major customers are people like ADM, Cargill, Bunge, and LDC. We manufacture two distinct product lines, mechanical products for moving the materials, and electronic sensors and controls. Our products are designed to make plants safer and more efficient. Grain dust is highly explosible, and if we can monitor the machinery to prevent a grain dust explosion, it's going to make the plant much safer. We established here in 1984 in Central Illinois, but we're actually a subsidiary of a British company which has been around for over 130 years. And we centered our business here in Central Illinois for a number of reasons. One, we're close to our agricultural customer base, and it's a great area for interstate commerce, and there's great business resources here. Bradley University is one of them. Turner Center for Entrepreneurship is another. They've really helped us with our exports and helped us to navigate things like the US MCA and also the current tariff regulations. They give us great support, and it's just really nice to be a part of the continued business success here in Central Illinois. We are extremely honored to receive the 2020 Export Award for Business from the Turner Center of Entrepreneurship at Bradley University. And I'd also like to take this opportunity to congratulate all the other award recipients this year. Thank you.
Please welcome Johnny Wheat, 4B Components, as the 2020 Export of the Year and his team.
Thank you, Jim. First of all, again, I'd like to congratulate all this year's award winners. Congratulations. It truly is an honor to receive the Turner Center Award for Export for this year. And being recognized in this way and being amongst so many great local companies and entrepreneurs. Thank you. I want to thank the 4B Components team members, and especially the international team. Their hard work and dedication has allowed us to get to this point, and they work tirelessly day in and day out, specifying the right products to the right people at the right time, and thank you very much, guys. Let's continue to do this, and let's continue to do great things in our industry. Thank you.
Next conversation, Johnny, will be if Lionel Messi really does leave Barcelona and comes to the UK. Inside joke there. So we can't do what we do if it wasn't for our community partners. Every year we recognize a community partner who's really lifted us up so that we're able to achieve what we want to achieve together. And this partner, talk about a partnership. We've even shared employees. We've shared visions of how to lift up the community. We've shared marketing, training, everything that we can do to make sure that our joint success leads to the success of Central Illinois. I've met the company that started back in 1996, this year's winner, back when I was here a few years after I had just joined Bradley University. It's having a huge impact, not just as our partner, not just Central Illinois, but this year's winner is having an impact all throughout Illinois. Let's meet this year's 2020 Partnership of the Year for the Turner Center for Entrepreneurship.
My name is David Boulay. I'm president of IMEC, the Illinois Manufacturing Excellence Center. Our vision is to help ignite Illinois manufacturing excellence and global competitiveness. We do that by transferring the knowledge, the tools, and the techniques to small and mid-sized manufacturers to help them be more competitive in their supply chains. So when we think about manufacturing excellence, we're really talking about the key drivers for a manufacturer. And these get into executing strategy, developing leaders, optimizing operations, looking at developing the skills of the workforce. And our job is to go in, help these small manufacturers understand where their gaps might be, put a plan together, and then help implement the solutions to do that. When we think about a production line and ensuring not only we get the product out the door, but most critically, that we do it in ways that keep our workforce safe. This work can only happen through partnerships and collaborations. And one of those key partnerships over 25 years of our existence has been with the Turner Center for Entrepreneurship and the Sbdc. This partnership has ranged so many ways, from sharing office space, sharing staff members, and most importantly, working together and bringing our complementary expertise to many companies in our region to help them be more competitive and to help them succeed in their goals as companies.
Please welcome Dr. David Boulay and his team as we award the 2020 Community Partner of the Year to the Illinois Manufacturing Excellence Center, IMEC.
And thank you for this meaningful recognition, and really at a wonderful time in our history. We are celebrating our 25th year as an organization. And when we think about that journey and that time, this Community Partner Award is really about the collaborations and the visionaries that have brought us to this time. And it really starts with the small and mid-sized manufacturers. You represent 99% of the manufacturers in our state and our nation. You are the supply chains, you are the local community and the bedrocks of manufacturing in so many ways. And that journey that we've had and that story continues with Congress, and that Congress saw the importance of the manufacturers and created through policy Manufacturing Extension Partnership as part of U.S. Department of Commerce. And with that, we continue to see strong support, including great champions locally with Congresswoman Bustos and Congressman LaHood. And then it goes to our team and our partners, and they are really one and the same. Two of my great colleagues here with me this evening, our team across the state and serving the manufacturers in all that we do. Most importantly, that team gets extended, and this is how we do our work, by working collaboratively with so many and building together. And that foundation was originally built here with Bradley University. The leadership that looked at this U.S. Commerce Manufacturing Extension Partnership Program brought together the coalition to support the existence and creation of IMEC. And here we are today. And Jim, you and I and our teams live this day in and day out, working together and doing the great work. And while we stare down the pandemic right now, and we're going to focus on rebound and recovery and helping every way that we can, what we're really looking forward to, as well as we recover and see ourselves on a great path,
is also another 25 years of celebrating our work together. So thank you very much and appreciate the award. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I mentioned that the SBA and the Department of Logistics, Defense Logistics with the Department of Defense are two of our funding partners. Therefore, we thought it was important to hear from our elected officials. So please watch remarks from the Honorable Sherry Bustos, U.S. Representative for the 17th District of Illinois.
Hi, I'm Congresswoman Sherry Bustos. Thank you all for the opportunity to speak with you today. Last year, I was honored to join you on Bradley's beautiful campus to celebrate the success of our region's small businesses. While we can't be together this year, I want to recognize that the role our small businesses continues to play in our communities is more important than ever, and I am so glad to salute you. Small businesses are the backbone of our local economy, and because of their commitment to community, we all have a stronger place to live, work, and to raise our families. I want to congratulate all of the 2020 Small Business Award winners on their outstanding achievements. And I also want to express my appreciation for the work that Bradley's Turner Center for Entrepreneurship does to support them. Congratulations to the Box Truck Network, Doris Simmons, Papa Sat, 4B Components, and IMEC, who has helped my office on several occasions, and I'm proud to have a wonderful relationship with. Today's awards are a testament to each one of your leadership abilities and your contributions that drive economic development, create jobs, and bring pride to our community. I promise to continue to be a partner in your efforts through my work in Washington. Congratulations once again on today's award. I look forward to seeing you continue to thrive.
Thank you, Representative Bustos. Appreciate that very much. So we talked about exporting as a way to diversify, as a way to lower your risk, expand your customer market. So is selling to the government, but it's not easy. There's lots of regulations, registrations. It takes passion and commitment and, frankly, time and hard work. And today's winner has demonstrated that by breaking through to one of the largest procurement opportunities in this company's history and a very large entity to deal with. To talk about this award, please hear from Kelly Krieger-Hurrah, who is the director of the Illinois Procurement Technical Assistance Center at Bradley University.
Hi, I'm Kelly Krieger-Hurrah, and I'm the director of the Illinois Procurement Technical Assistance Center at Bradley University. The mission of the Illinois PTAC is to assist Central Illinois businesses to increase their revenue and create jobs by winning government contracts. The Procurement Technical Assistance Center is funded in part through a cooperative agreement with the Defense Logistics Agency and the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, which allows me to deliver the services at no fee to the clients. And our services include and are delivered on a one-on-one confidential counseling basis that allows us to customize for the client based on their target market. We also provide group training workshops and seminars, networking opportunities, and provide our clients with a bid match service to be able to locate those opportunities and supplement their market research. Also work in proposal and bid preparation and contract management after you win those contracts. All of our counseling services are focused on equipping our clients with the ability to market their goods and services to federal, state, and local government agencies. Government contracting takes time, determination, and perseverance and resources of the businesses. And so I'm very excited to be able to introduce our 2020 Government Contractor of the Year award winner to acknowledge their due diligence and the hard work that they've been performing with the Department of Defense, and most recently in winning an award with the U.S. Air Force, and to congratulate them and to acknowledge their success in government contracting.
Hi, I'm Jim Montalongo, President and CEO of Advanced CAD/CAM Service Engineering People. For almost the last 30 years, our company has been providing product development engineering services to some of the most widely known companies in the U.S. When I go back and take a visit on everything that we've accomplished as a company, done well over $150 million in services right here in Peoria. More recently, we've been developing virtual reality and augmented reality applications in the areas of training and for worker instruction. The proposal that we won was for the United States Air Force, and it was to develop an airplane marshaling simulator for them. It's basically giving the gestures or the signals from the ground to the pilot. So when you see them make their hand gestures, they're communicating with the pilot. They have thousands of airmen that go through this training every year. So they wanted to kind of gamify the training. Our relationship with Bradley, our business partner really, started when we got started with our business almost 30 years ago. The Turner Center for Entrepreneurship has helped us in many different ways. They helped us identify who a customer would be at the Department of Defense and helped us respond to some of the RFPs. We also worked with the Brave launch, which helped us understand quite a bit in developing a product, and that was really important for us. We also got some help with some of the students at Bradley, helping doing a market study. So overall, the relationship that we've had with the Turner Center for Entrepreneurship has been excellent.
Please welcome Jim Montalongo and his team as we award the 2020 Government Prime Contract of the Year.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Montalongo. I'm the President and CEO of Advanced CAD/CAM Service Engineering People. Me and my team, we are very honored to be receiving this recognition. I'd like to start out first by recognizing and thanking everyone at Bradley University who's part of the Turner Center for Entrepreneurship and the Illinois Small Business Development Center. God knows how many times we've knocked on your door for help since our inception almost 30 years ago. And some of those smiling faces from staff are still here at Bradley. And I especially want to thank Kelly Kruger Hurrah for nominating our company. Also, I want to thank Congresswoman Sherry Bustos and Congressman Darren LaHood for taking time out of their busy schedule to be with us today. So developing software applications for the U.S. Air Force is no easy feat. It requires a team of smart professionals from many different backgrounds who can think on their feet to deliver what the U.S. Air Force is looking for. We have an outstanding team of designers, programmers, and software developers, and our project manager who did just that. I want to recognize our design team, Lippi Malati, Jose Sanchez, Malcolm Ivy, Evan Ricarte, and John Duvall. Also, I wouldn't be remiss not to mention our contract management and fulfillment team. It takes an incredible amount of smarts and energy to hunt the opportunity, develop an award-winning proposal, and then to make sure we are fulfilling all the contract requirements. And that team is Alex and Miguel Montalongo. Thank you again for recognizing our company. We really appreciate that.
I wish Roger Lumen was here to see that, Jim. Jim actually started, as he mentioned, we used to have an incubator here on campus, first at Baker Hall and then Jobst Hall, and Jim's company started there. We used to see him get his mail every day in our office because he came down from the 4th floor. So Roger Lumen was my boss, and they were very good friends. Now we move to the Small Business of the Year. This is one of the best examples of the saying, you don't create the product you want, you create the product that solves a pain. And in this case, we really are talking about pain. This is a company that saw a need because of what happened to a family member, as you'll hear in the video. It's a compelling story, because it's led to one of the local's best startup successes in Central Illinois. To learn more about this award, please welcome our newly hired Director of the Illinois Small Business Development Center, Eric Sampson.
My name is Eric Sampson, and I'm the Director of the Illinois Small Business Development Center here at Bradley University. The Small Business Development Center has a wonderful storied history of helping small businesses get started, get off the ground, work through customer discovery, and launch their products and services so that they can make an outstanding contribution to our local economy. We start off by offering our Starting Your Business in Illinois workshop, which gives small business owners with an idea the opportunity to form the proper legal structure or entity for their company and get the first steps toward getting their company off the ground. A great company that has shown us and exemplified the outstanding impact that they can make as they get going and rolling and contributing to our local economy is this year's Small Business of the Year. So I'm pleased to welcome that company as we announce their award right now.
Hi, my name is David Park. I'm the CEO of VirtuSense Technologies. Deepak Gadipati founded VirtuSense Technologies in 2012. His inspiration was that his grandmother, while on her way to the bank, was walking, lost her balance, and fell. And she passed away within 10 days from the fall-related injury. She was only 68 years old. On July 4th, 2014, my father passed away in a hotel. He was traveling when a blood clot blocked one of his arteries. His death was unexpected. He was only 71 years old. He would see his doctor for his annual checkup, follow-up visits, prompt care visit or two. Not much different from the way you and I manage our care. The problem is this. Our health information is captured in snapshots, the few times that we see our clinicians each year. What we need is a video, a continuous monitoring of our health information, along with a layer of smart notification on top that can predict early warning signs. So at VirtuSense Technologies, we use artificial intelligence along with machine vision and IoT sensors to ultimately keep the population healthy. We provide clinical insights for people and providers regardless of time, place, or circumstances. Our platforms of products include VST Balance, which predicts the risk of falls for older adults, VST Alert, which reduces falls at bedside, VST One, which is monitoring the vital signs, and VST Connect. It's our telehealth solution for therapy providers. The Director of Commercialization at the Turner Center for Entrepreneurship really helped us in our first year to understand the market by helping us with the voice of customer interviews. Ever since then, we've been off and running.
Please welcome David Park as we award this year's 2020 Small Business of the Year to VirtuSense.
Wow. Thank God for not only helping us to survive the last 7 years, but to really thrive in this journey called entrepreneurship. Thank you, Bob and Carolyn Turner, for your contributions to create a center so that entrepreneurs can gather together and have the resources to really contribute to adding jobs and building the economy. Thank you to Kerry Novak, Ross Miller, Jim Bowie, Kevin Evans, all those people that have helped us along the way. For VirtuSense, our story starts with Deepak Gadipati. And, our team wouldn't be here without you, Deepak. I know you're watching. So all those long late night conversations, all the, many, many miles that we traveled, it's been a great pleasure. I could not have asked for a more brilliant or more fun person to partner with in this journey called entrepreneurship. And as we started, a long time ago, and we started growing and building the team, of course, we had our engineers, the technology team that created the product that makes the future come alive today. We're making the impossible truly possible. So thank you for the engineers for the tireless hours that you work all night. And, once we create something like that, our creative team, our marketing team, they're the ones who help really convey these complex solutions in a way that everyday people could understand and really truly resonate the problem that we're addressing. So thank you, marketing team. And once we create this, our sales team is going out there and truly evangelizing what we do. Thank you. Our client success team, once it's out there, they're the ones that go out and train and go out there and make sure that continue to walk alongside our customers so that their objectives are met through our solution. And our operations team that keep all of the teams kind of running smoothly. So I accept this on behalf of VirtueSense Technologies and everyone who's been along the way. And most of all, thank you very much to our respective wives for understanding the lifestyle that we lead. And we could not have done this without you. Thank you.
Hope David doesn't mind sharing that Central Illinois got him because of his family. His wife is from Central Illinois, and they promised they'd raise their kids here. And he actually had a long career, very successful career in Boston in tech commercialization, and got to meet him early on when he got here. It's just a great example of winning, of having great expertise come back to Central Illinois. So David, thank you. And Deepak, you're an alum. What you've done is nothing short of amazing, and we're just glad to celebrate it with you. So I told you when we first planned this a long time ago, we hoped that Bob and Carolyn might join us. And then we thought, we'll do a Zoom, and that's perfectly fine. The Zoom is a good way to do. And then we got the good news that it's going to coordinate with the trip that they had here to Central Illinois. Needless to say, you've heard the impact that the center has had, along with our funding partners and the Small Business Development Center and PTAC. The Turner Center really has given us that brand and that easy way to establish into the community the dedication that Bradley really is making to startup and innovation and tech commercialization. And Bob and Carolyn Turner's gift to establish the Turner Center back in 2001 helped just expand that effort. Please welcome Bob and Carolyn Turner for some remarks about that journey that led them to establishing the Bob and Carolyn Turner Center for Entrepreneurship. Bob, Carolyn, please.
Well, Jim, thank you. And as Jim mentioned, we were honored to be included in this, and we're planning on doing it with Zoom. And then last week, we commented to Jim that we're actually in the area. Our son's here with his wife and children, and we're visiting. So it's great to be here. And it's wonderful to be here in this beautiful Convergence Center as well at Bradley University. This is just a great structure and a great program as well, too. That in 2001, Carolyn and I were in a position to give back to Bradley University. Bradley provided so much to me as a graduate in 1978 and 1979. We had a conversation with the leadership of Bradley and said, where can the impact be the biggest? And we really focused on entrepreneurship. That even though at the time there were large employers in Peoria, such as Caterpillar, the hospital systems, we recognize that 2/3 of jobs created in the U.S. and a lot here in this area start at small businesses. And of course, every large business is at one point a small business as well, too. The center has certainly met those expectations over the years with Jim and his leadership team. The last time I saw that during this 18-year period, or actually 19 years, there have been 30,000 jobs either created or maintained within the region. Thousands of companies have been served. We've heard several examples of that today. In 2008, Carolyn and I had the opportunity once again to give back to Bradley University, and we complemented the Turner Center with the School of Entrepreneurship. It was the first independent school in the country that not residing in a business school. And we did that because we really wanted entrepreneurship to touch not only business people, but students in communications, teaching, healthcare, liberal arts and sciences. And at the time, it was going to be the Turner School of Entrepreneurship. And, Carolyn, with the group we were discussing, said, we really should include innovation in this because, entrepreneurship in a way seems kind of sterile, just start a business. But there's a common element to the success of all businesses, and it's innovation. You have to have an idea that is unique, differentiated, and provides a need to the groups that ultimately use it. So we did use the name, and it's the School of Entrepreneurship and Innovation. And I think now more than ever that's needed in the backdrop of the COVID. Certainly some transitions here within Peoria, but I think we've seen today that Peoria has really risen to the occasion, the region in general, and certainly the leadership that Bradley has provided. So we congratulate all the winners today. We wish them ongoing success, and not only the people that have been assembled here, but all the companies that are served by the center. So we're pleased to be here. Thanks for including us, and congratulations again to all the winners.
Thanks again, Bob and Carolyn. Well, three more great winners still to go through. We now want to do another partner award, but in this case, it's the Small Business Advocate of the Year. Our winner will be no stranger to this audience. Though he has many supporters and many fans, it's his vision, drive, and tireless work on the behalf of startup and innovation that has led to the selection of today's winner. I don't know how today's winner gets it all done, but he's been doing it for many, many, many years, and in some cases through significant adversity. And yet he's come back, he's committed to the community, and is really making a difference. Let's meet the 2020 Small Business Advocate of the Year.
Hi, I'm Jake Hammond with the Peoria Innovation Alliance. We're a 501c3 organization really dedicated to helping inspire and equip our local and regional entrepreneurs, startups, and innovators. We do that through providing resources, opportunities, programming opportunities, education, but most importantly, storytelling and getting the word out about some of the great things that are going on within the entrepreneurial ecosystem here in Greater Peoria. We're kind of a city and a region that's been built on innovation over a long period of time, from the time of whiskey, distilling and prohibition, to Caterpillar, to vaudeville. We've reinvented ourselves many times. We're kind of in that stage again. The importance of new business creation, startups, small businesses is vital to the success of our economy here locally. So my relationship with Bradley goes way back. When I started my business, One Fire, we actually worked out of the Peoria Next Innovation Center, and at the time established a great relationship with the Small Business Development Center. They helped our company grow, diversify, put together some of our initial strategies and roadmaps and those types of things. And we're kind of with us along the way as we continued to grow. We grew quickly from about 2 to 35 employees in just a couple of years, and they were right alongside us as we did that. Over time, as that organization grew and I began Startup Peoria, other facets of Bradley were also involved, from the Turner Schools and the Turner Center. We even partnered with Bradley on some of our events and held them on the Bradley campus for some startup weekends and some other things. So they've been a great partner with me personally, but also with the companies and with the endeavors that I've been in charge of creating and moving forward over the years, and continue to be to this day as we move forward as an organization.
Please welcome Jack Hammond as we award the 2020 Small Business Advocate of the Year. Jake.
Thank you, Jim. I am honored to receive this award. I did want to say thanks to Bob and Carolyn for being here today and their words, and they fall right in line with a couple words I'd like to say too. So I also wanted to thank Jim and Eric, current members here at the Sbdc and staff, but also Ross Miller, of course, and Kevin Evans, who we interacted with, and Kevin's actually on our board now. I did want to thank our board members. As I mentioned in my video, we are a 501c3 organization. I want to thank our board members, Philip Lockwood, Kevin, as I mentioned, Dave Lucas, Ruben Cummings, Pam Johnson, Ashley Schreck,
Peter Kobach, and last but not least, Denise Moore. I also want to thank our various committee members. We are a volunteer-driven organization, but to Jim's point, we've been able to get a lot done because of our volunteers. We have committees that are meeting on a weekly or bi-weekly basis to handle things like fundraising, education, smart cities and smart mobility, just all kinds of different things. It's because the people are passionate about our region and about our economy. We also have working groups tied to those, and also want to thank our local partners, which includes last year's award winner, the Greater Peoria EDC, Startup GP, the Peoria Area Chamber, the Sbdc, arts partners, the Small Minority Business Development Center, the Greater Hispanic Chamber, the Morton EDC, the Peoria Public Library, and countless others. As Bob and Carolyn mentioned, right, entrepreneurship, startups and innovators and small business are the future of our economy. If you don't know, over the past 20 years, businesses that are 5 years old or younger create nearly all the new jobs and account for most of the net job creation, especially during economic hardships. So I think today is just a great representation of so many individuals, so many companies that are doing that right here in Greater Peoria. We've got such a great opportunity to really, take a stand on innovation. Small business, entrepreneurship is really the future of our community. And we are just honored to be able to really tell those stories and get the word out, not just on a local level, but on a statewide level and also from a national perspective. There's a lot of great things going on here, which you'll hear about next with one of the companies, but we're just honored to be able to do that and to be able to spread that word. So thank you for the award, and look forward to great things happening the remainder of this year and beyond.
Thanks again, Jake. I think part of the answer is not just your energy, but also your knowledge, because you have really learned and can teach the startup and innovation story. Talk about innovation. You heard the name Kerry Novak and VirtueSense. Kerry Novak was our first Director of Technology Commercialization. Back in 2012, we added tech commercialization to the Illinois Sbdc and the Turner Center to carry on a tradition that Bradley had before that, where we had a full-time team working on tech commercialization that was funded by the state. That program ended, and so instead we brought that into the Turner Center, and it's had tremendous impact. Kerry, and then later Chad Stamper, and then Ross Miller, all have been working with hundreds of companies over the past nearly 10 years just doing tech commercialization and innovation work. You heard about how Kerry worked with VirtueSense from the very beginning. This next winner of the 2020 Innovation of the Year Award is a similar story. We started working with the founder when it was just one person, a person very technical, a person that today, to think that they were at one point essentially a scientist and that was where they came from, now they sound like someone who has totally lived and understands the journey of innovation and startup. When I had a chance to see a pitch within about 2 years ago, I couldn't believe I was seeing the same person that I had first met when we started working with them. And that was just the start of what happened. Now, with recent announcements that came after they received this award by our advisory board, this company is on track to make not only a significant difference in Central Illinois, literally a difference in the world. Let's meet our 2020 Innovation of the Year winner.
My name is Luke Haverhals, and I'm the founder, CEO of Natural Fiber Welding. Natural Fiber Welding is a technology and materials company that's enabling people to trade in their plastic for materials that are instead produced by nature. Let's start with the fiber welding technology. Basically, there's a chemistry that's been developed that when you pair it with the right kind of manufacturing, allows now people to mold and shape natural materials without using any glue. Because there's no glue, there's no need for petrochemicals. It means you can make 100% shapeable, moldable thing from natural materials using just the power of those intermolecular forces that are already there and present in any given material. That's what you see with our Claris technology, and when we mold and shape yarns and then turn those yarns into fabrics that perform in new ways. On the Mirum side, we can go back to the chemistry lesson and simply acknowledge that there are bonds that can be created between atoms that link things together in ways that make a network that can then, that linking process is done under pressure and heat and allows, again, materials to be molded and shaped. We have Layers technology, the Mirum technology. When you combine them together, you get all the parts that you need to go make shoes. And so one of the first things I did when I started thinking about how do I commercialize this idea, how do I get this technology out of a lab, is I went to the Turner Center and I asked for advice both on intellectual property matters and also just like how you start a company and what are some of the basic things you need to know and to do. And great people tend to introduce you to other great people to help you along the way.
Please welcome back to the Hilltop, professor from Bradley University, now founder of our 2020 Innovation of the Year, Dr. Luke Averals.
Thank you very much. I want to thank Bob and Carolyn for having the foresight to anyway create this center and to make it possible. I also want to just say, you know, NFW is really a team on a mission, and you know that mission is to let people live better with less conflict, using natural materials in vice instead of petroleum and plastics, and yet. Any big idea or any mission is only as good as the people that are doing the execution. So I want to start by saying also thank you very much to everyone back at NFW HQ down on Galena Road. There's about approaching now 50 people that are working on this idea and making it what it is and turning it into reality. So thank you very much. It would not happen without a whole bunch of just really great folks that show up to work every day and also sometimes have to show up on video conferencing as well. So thank you. I also want to say thank you to, there's a whole bunch of people both in the Turner Center that have helped through time and also, you know, people who have put resources into the company to allow us to have great people to execute. So it starts with thanking people like Chad Stamper, who introduced me to Steve Zika and then ultimately Ken Zika and Atolo. But then there's a whole bunch of people around Peoria and now throughout the world that have put their resources and want to participate in the big idea. And again, Bob and Carolyn, I can say thank you again for participating in that as well. So anyway, we're very grateful for the award. We thank you and look forward to the next steps and doing big things in Peoria. So thanks.
Again. Gee, Luke, you had to go there and mention Chad Stamper. Yes, that would be the same Chad Stamper who was the second director of technology commercialization, who helped you navigate the licensing agreement. And then, as you say, you saw great talent and then hired him away from us. And that's okay. We love having great people work for our clients. I also, a cousin of mine married someone who was with Yahoo when they first started. And when I first met him, I said, "Oh, I understand you work for Yahoo." He goes, "Yeah, I was Yahoo number 36. I'm like, wow, really? I mean, they'd grown so huge. I know one day we'll say, "Did you really know NFW number 1?" And I'll say, "Sure did." So thank you again, and congratulations. Our final award, I mentioned that we wanted to honor what's been happening in the community in terms of the pandemic. And we didn't know exactly how to do that. We struggled. We knew that we were having an impact as a center, but we wanted to sort of recognize someone who we hadn't actually worked with, but who is out there lifting up others. One of our staff members had read the story of what this company had done in changing their strategy in a way to adapt that was a need that was out there. And boy, did they. This is also a company, though, who we had actually worked with some years ago, but unfortunately closed down. And we thought that was the end of the story. That was not the end of the story. Today's winner is not only our 2020 COVID Courageous Award, but gosh, they're also an award for just reviving a revered company. Let's meet this year's 2020 COVID Courageous Award.
Hello, my name is Emily Walker.
And my name is Laura Garcia.
We are both graduate assistants completing our MBA here in the Foster College of Business. Throughout the past few months, we have been helping small businesses as they work to recover from the impact of the pandemic. I have been working to help review applications for our senior consulting project and identify those businesses who have particularly been affected by the economic slowdown. Through our capstone strategy course, businesses receive hundreds of hours of consulting and analysis, including advice on their strategic growth planning. We hope that through our program, businesses can use these fresh, new insights to help for a faster recovery. I have also been working to help companies navigate various grant programs, including SBA's Paycheck Protection Program.
I have been working on a number of new programs through funding of the CARES Act to the Illinois Small Business Development Center at the Turner Center. These opportunities include business access grants to help cover the cost of implementing a strong e-commerce strategy, audit cybersecurity risk, and commercialize technology. Our work has been really rewarding knowing that we can help businesses through this uncertain and difficult time. I come from Colombia, so this has really given me a chance to better understand how U.S. small businesses operate. There are a myriad of differences from the business I know back in my hometown, Barranquilla, but there are also similarities. When times are difficult, regardless of where you are, we all appreciate to receive help in order to work together to succeed together. That is part of why this final award, the COVID Courageous Award, is very special. Thank you.
My name is Aaron Rossi. I own Menendez Laboratories, Powell Health Technologies. I also run physician practice in Bloomington, Illinois. And I also am running and managing a super group out of Chicago, Illinois with 54 podiatrists. Powell Health has been around for 40 plus years. We're one of the leaders in the industry of custom orthotics. The company did sit stagnant for 7 months. Purchased the company in 2018, very quickly built back up. First year we did a couple million in revenue, and then 2020 we're having a record year, and then COVID hit. Our company took an 80% reduction in hit from the virus, pivoted quickly. I'd never manufactured a face shield in my life. It was rapid fire, figuring it out as you go. So we were able to meet our demands. We shipped out 100 and some thousand per week. On the other side of the business, Menendez Laboratories are the lab from the ground up. And one of the technologies I moved towards was PCR. So we just bought the equipment in, we just got up and running, and COVID hit on the PCR side. We actually started in 4 weeks. We had everything up, running, validated, and all the equipment on hand to start our COVID testing process. COVID was new, so everything was a work in progress. You're building the road as you're driving down it. Looking at the reagent side was the biggest hurdle because I'm talking $700,000 a week. We're processing about 8,000 tests a day currently. I'm a Peoria native. I went to Richwoods High School, went to Bradley for 2 years. We have a great partnership with the business school. We've continuously are developing partnerships along with the science and biology, chemistry, and biochemistry as well. If you have a goal and you want to accomplish something, you can make it happen. It just takes a lot of hard work.
Please welcome another alumnus back to the Hilltop, Dr. Rossi, as we award the 2020 COVID Courageous to Powell Health and Menendez Laboratories. Dr. Rossi.
Thank you very much. We are honored here to accept this award. I'm obviously here on behalf of both businesses. And most importantly, I want to thank everyone that has allowed us to make this happen. Most importantly, none of what we've accomplished could be done by myself or without the help of all my great staff. And most importantly, my wife has done an amazing job having me work 6 months straight, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So secondly, I want to make sure that everyone understands that I'm accepting this award on behalf of all my staff. and great partners that we had throughout the process. Bradley University has done a great job. We had, I think, the whole Olin Hall science team coming in doing accessioning for us 24/7. The lab started, and I think within 2 weeks we were working 24/7 on the PCR side. So really appreciate that. Peoria Tazewell Pathology Group did an excellent job with helping us get up and running. There's no textbook for COVID, so everything was move as quick as you possibly can. There is no direction on how to do things. The assay had to be put together with 6 to 7 different formulations and run validation and find other labs that, are able to help validate what you're doing. UniPoint Health also was an extremely great partner for us as well. Morton Community Bank and Jim Buster. And then most importantly, the city of Pekin did a phenomenal job with giving us revenue to help us get off the ground. And the mayor just did a tremendous job with helping us partner with him. So I want to thank everybody and thank you for having us here today. And looking forward to partnering with you guys moving forward.
We'll be in touch. And then last but not least, we'd like to hear remarks from Representative the Honorable Darren LaHood, representative of the 18th District. Darren?
Hi, I'm Congressman Darren LaHood from Illinois' 18th Congressional District. And as a lifelong Peorian, it is my privilege to join you this year for Bradley University's second annual Turner Center for Entrepreneurship Small Business Awards. Small businesses are the lifeblood of our communities in Central Illinois. And I want to thank Bradley University, the Foster College of Business, and the Turner Center for Entrepreneurship for their work in the greater Peoria community to assist people who start their own businesses. The support that the Turner Center continues to provide to small businesses and students in our community, particularly as we navigate the challenges of COVID, is greatly appreciated. Through critical services such as the Rural Business Development Manager and the Illinois Small Business Development Center, the Turner Center is preparing small business owners in Illinois to be innovators, future leaders, and CEOs across our state and country. These tireless efforts have and will continue to make Peoria an innovation center ripe for investment and growth. Now, it's my honor to acknowledge and congratulate this year's Small Business Award winners. First, the Small Business Advocate of the Year goes to Jake Hammond of the Peoria Innovation Alliance in Peoria. Congratulations, Jake. The COVID Courageous Award goes to PAL Health Technologies and Reditus Laboratories in Pekin. Next, the Innovation of the Year Award goes to Natural Fiber Welding of Peoria. Next, the Government Contractor of the Year goes to the engineering people in Peoria. And the Small Business of the Year goes to VirtuSense of Peoria. Once again, I'd like to thank Bradley University for their tireless work to better our community and our small businesses. And let me just say a big congratulations to all of this year's winners. And I hope to see you in person to celebrate next year's winners. Be safe and be healthy.
Thank you so much for those comments, Darren. We appreciate it. There you go. There was our 2020 Small Business Awards for the Turner Center for Entrepreneurship with the Illinois Sbdc and the Illinois PTAC. I'd be remiss to thank once again President Standiford for coming by. We really appreciate your support. Thank you so much to Bob and Carolyn Turner for making the effort to be here. Matt O'Brien, Dr. O'Brien, for your leadership in the College of Business. It's been fantastic to partner with you. I have to thank my team who have worked so hard, including Teresa Bloom, who I think, because we had one staff member on a medical leave, took an awful lot of extra work on board. Teresa, it means a big thank you. And can you imagine running all this technology in the background? Kevin, who you've been off camera, you've been an absolute just everything to work with. I mean, I feel some stress, but I think you had to have the worst stress. But I also want to thank Frank Blaine. Again, Frank, these videos that you shot, the reveal videos really make this, the award special. That's why we want to make sure we had you back. And now, new to the team is Evan Temchin, Bradley's new photographer who did all the photography that, by the way, you will see in this September edition of Peoria magazines. My thanks as well then to Jonathan Wright, who is our media partner on these awards. The cover will feature one of our award winners, but more importantly, the story inside will feature all 10. That'll go out electronically as well as print. So thank you, Jonathan, Evan, and Frank. It doesn't stop here. You heard from Emily and Laura. We received additional funding to start addressing some of these needs, such as getting more e-commerce, making sure companies are able to survive the cybersecurity threats, some international support, some more tech commercialization. We're here to be with you. But next year, let's do it in person. Thank you. Good night.